Welcome to A Word from the Word for July 25th. Today's Bible reading, Acts 24. Today's key verse. But this I confess to you, that according to the way, which they call a sect, I worship the God of our fathers, believing everything laid down by the law and written in the prophets. Acts chapter 24 verse 14. Today's word from the Word. Followers of the way.
In the early days of Christianity, believers weren't called Christians yet. They called themselves and were known as followers of the way. This wasn't just a nickname. It was a bold declaration that Jesus is the way to life, the way to God, and the way to walk in this world. When Paul stood on trial before Governor Felix, he didn't shrink back. He admitted openly that he was part of the way, which others called a sect. That word sect, Greek, heresis, was meant by Paul's detractors as an insult. To them, the way was a heretical spin-off, a cultish fringe group that had strayed from true Judaism. But Paul pushed back. He made it clear. The way wasn't some rebellious cult. It is actually the fulfillment of everything the law and prophets had pointed to. That which God had promised, pictured, and pointed to in the Old Testament finds its ultimate expression in Jesus. In Matthew 5:17, Jesus explicitly declared this to be the case. Do not think that I have come to abolish the law or the prophets. I have not come to abolish them, but to fulfill them. Jesus wasn't tearing down the Jewish law or tossing aside the prophets. He was saying, I'm not here to undo what God has already done. I'm here to complete it, to bring it to its full meaning. And he did exactly that. He didn't cancel the Old Testament. He completed its mission, fulfilling the prophecies about Messiah found there. The way wasn't a rejection of God's past revelation. It was the fulfillment of it. Being part of the way today means we're living differently than the world around us. This is not a scenic detour. It is the narrow road that leads to life. In a world filled with countless philosophies, lifestyles, influencers, and so-called truths, following Jesus means we don't wander. We walk with purpose on the road he has marked out. This shapes how we think, how we speak, how we forgive, how we love. You're not just a believer. You're a traveler on a holy path that leads straight into the arms of God. So ask yourself, am I walking the way Jesus intended? Does my life reflect that I'm on the path of Jesus, not just in belief, but in behavior, character, and mission? If I were arrested for being a follower of the way, would there be enough evidence to convict me? Would I, like Paul, boldly admit my relationship with Jesus Christ and his followers? Don't be content with the label Christian. Be a follower of the way. Live like Jesus. Talk like Jesus. Love like Jesus. And your ears shall hear a word behind you saying, this is the way. Walk in it. May the Lord Jesus Christ, the way himself, steady your steps today. May he keep your heart burning with purpose, your feet aligned with truth, and your life a living testimony to his grace.